This tutorial is to walk you through setting up your element editor defaults. ScriptPRO allows for configurable elements based on the way you run your events and how your facility is set up. We will go over the element editor settings, adding and editing a tab, the types of fields, adding and editing fields in your tabs, adding element types, and changing the default text settings. As a refresher, the elements are your building blocks to your events. Within the elements are tabs and fields with information to execute in order to fulfill the element. For example, you may have a PA script that has to be read and a video that needs to be played for the Dizzy Bat Spin contest. Tabs and fields can be configured in each account. To access the element editor settings, enter the settings area. Within the settings area, click the icon labeled Element Editor. The element editor settings now pulls up. Within this window, you can add tabs and fields, edit the tabs and fields, add element types, and change the default text settings for the rich text fields. The middle area represents how your elements are currently configured, showing the tabs and the fields that are currently under each tab. To add a tab, start at the top left-hand corner. Decide what you want to name the tab. In this case, I will create a new tab for directions. When you are done typing up the name, click the yellow Add Tab button. The new tab will now show up on the right-hand side. Once you have created a tab, you can edit the name and select which order you would like it to fall in. But the next step is to add fields to the new tab. You have the option for 8 different types of fields listed in the controls area on the left. Text box and text area default to size 10 font. Text boxes are primarily used for scripts that commonly consist of 1 to 5 words. Text areas are used for scripts that are generally longer than 5 words. Rich text is different from a text box or text area in that the text size, style, and color can be changed. Common uses of rich text fields include the PA script, as the announcer may want to change the color of certain parts. Checkboxes are primarily used for filtering elements later when running documents. They will allow you to run reports on only elements that have that box checked. For example, if you are providing a script for a wireless camera operator, you may only want to show them elements in their script that a wireless camera is needed. If that is the case, make sure the box is checked so a document can be filtered later to show all elements that have the box checked. Documents are covered in another tutorial. Drop-downs and pick lists are similar in that they allow for preset values instead of typing up the script. Drop-down allows for one value to be selected, and pick lists allow for multiple. Examples of these include sources for video or audio content, along with assignments for your staff. Hyperlinks allow for web pages to be entered and viewed in the element editor. Common examples include links to a sponsor's website so they can be viewed while editing the element. The last type of field is for thumbnail images. More of this feature is covered in the advanced thumbnail tutorial. To add a field, simply click the type on the left-hand side, then drag and drop it over to the fields in this tab box. Once you have added the field, rename it by entering the field name box. For field types, pick list, and drop-down, values must be added. Before adding these values, you must save the settings by clicking the green button. You will now see a drop-down values button appear. When you click that button, a new window pops up. To add a value, simply type the new value in the box on the right, then click Add Value. You will now see it appear on the left-hand side. Continue to add more values, and when you are done, click Save. Now, when selecting the field in an element, the values will appear. There are 2 more areas to discuss within the element editor. The first is editing the element types within your account. The left-hand side within this window will list the current types that you have set up. Element types help with organizing and filtering your elements later. To add a type, enter the name in the box on the right, then click Add Type. You will now see the type appear on the left. When you are done, click Save. As you can see, when building an element, types are selected in the drop-down next to the element name. The last area is the default element text settings. This refers to the size and style of text that will default for each rich text field moving forward. When you're done changing the size and style below, click Save. As a reminder, when you are done editing the element editor settings, click Save. All edits that you have made will now be present when building and editing an element. This has been a look at configuring the element editor settings in ScriptPRO. Until next time,